Namaskar and welcome to Startup Champions. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. This is the stage for the brilliant startups of India. Let's talk about food processing. India has the world's 6th largest food and grocery market. Now, efficient food processing has several advantages. It's more income for farmers, more options for customers, for consumers, and also more importantly, the food wastage is also checked if food processing is done well. There are flagship reforms that have been taking place, 100% FDI in food processing sector, infrastructure such as giant food parks, also cold chain infrastructure is also coming into place. So that is really bringing the food processing sector of age. It's coming of age in India. Now the need of the hour is for the startups of the country to harness the true potential of the food processing sector, and the startups who are joining us today are doing that. Very happy to introduce the startups who are joining us in the program. One by one, let me begin with God's Own Food Solutions from Kerala. James Joseph, founder, is with us. James, welcome to the program. Next, we have with us Intello Labs from Delhi. Dr. Shreyans Gandhi, Head of Research and Development, Intello Labs, is with us. Shreyans, warm welcome to the program.
Thank you, Shubhendu.
And another startup who's joining us from Kerala is Nava Design and Innovation. Charles Verghese, founder of Nava Design. Charles, warm welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
All right, great. So those were the startups. Also a round of applause for our brilliant audience members who are here. A very important part of the program. Your questions will be awaited. A round of applause for you all as well. And let me now introduce you to the mentor of the program today. Mentors are crucial in the journey of startups. Also for this program, we have with us Mr. Manoj Joshi, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Manoj, sir, warm welcome to the program. It'll be really interesting to learn about the sector from you. All right, as we begin, let's look at a special story. A story about the manner in which the food processing sector in the country is evolving, a flagship technology innovation, the manner it's being used, and the opportunities for startup as they exist. Take a look at this special story.
The government has been working on multiple fronts to double the farmers' income in the country, from direct benefit transfer into farmers' bank accounts to ensuring a bigger market for their produce. Empowerment of farmers is a priority. Food processing adds greater value to farm produce and ensures a better earning for farmers. It acts as a bridge between agriculture and industry. Startups are opening new doors of possibilities in the food processing sector. Their innovations are supporting the farmers and at the same time making healthy and holistic lifestyle possible for masses.
आज लोगों में स्वास्थ्य और खान-पान को लेकर जो जागरूकता बढ़ी है, जो हेल्दी बदलाव हो रहा है, उसमें भी स्टार्टअप के लिए नए अवसर बन रहे हैं। एक तरह से आज अगर कोई एवरग्रीन सेक्टर है तो वो फूड एंड एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर ही है। भारत में इन सेक्टर्स की ग्रोथ पर विशेष जोर दिया जा रहा है। एग्रीकल्चर से जुड़े इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को आधुनिक बनाने के लिए देश ने 1 लाख करोड़ का एग्री इंफ्रा फंड भी बनाया है। इससे हमारे स्टार्टअप के लिए नए रास्ते खुलेंगे। आज स्टार्टअप किसानों के साथ कोलैबोरेशन कर रहे हैं। फार्म से टेबल तक खाद्य उत्पाद और आसानी से बेहतर क्वालिटी के साथ पहुंचे, इसमें भी स्टार्टअप अपनी भूमिका निभा रहे हैं।
Let us understand the important data and developments in the food processing sector of India. The share of processed food in total food market is 32%. Only 10% of agricultural produce is processed. Share of processed food in net imports is 13%. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana to support food processing through mega food parks. Food processing market size India by 2025-26 is expected to be $535 billion US. Provision for 10,900 crore rupees for food processing under production linked incentive scheme. Operation Green Scheme to boost value addition of tomatoes, onions and potatoes is being expanded to cover 22 perishable crops. 10,000 crore rupees for micro food processing enterprises. Agri-Infra Fund worth 1 lakh crore rupees along with Agri-Cess to boost agri-infra and startups. 100% FDI allowed in food processing sector through automatic route to invite new tech and investment. $905 million FDI received in food processing sector in 2019-20. During the COVID pandemic, global exports of processed food increased by 27%. Significant increase was recorded in India as well, and the trend is expected to continue further.
That was the journey of the food processing sector in India. Let's connect with our mentor, Mr. Manoj Joshi, to get a perspective on that. Manojji, we just saw the journey of food processing sector. Your perspective, sir, on the way in which the sector has evolved in the recent years, and how have opportunities and challenges for startups come forward in the sector?
The food processing sector is growing multifold, and I think the biggest opportunities are for startups and innovative products and organic products. That is about the product side, and that market is really growing with consumer preferences shifting. At the same time, I must say that services sector in the entire food supply chain, where the fintech is coming, that is another startup area which is growing very fast to build the supply chains, to improve the supply chains so that the farm to fork linkage is made stronger.
Right there. Manojji, thank you for your perspective. We'll keep connecting with you as we take this journey forward with our startups. Let's talk about our first startup, God's Own Food. Now, you would be familiar with jackfruit. It's also called kathal in Hindi. Many of us eat it as a vegetable. When it ripens, it's sweeter. One can also enjoy it as a fruit. Now, this humble giant vegetable is considered to have many health benefits. Our startup today has brought about the same vegetable in a whole new avatar. In the form of flour that you can use to make dosa or rotis and chapatis. Now, what is apple for Newton is jackfruit for God's Own Food. Let's look at their fascinating journey.
Today's fast-paced lifestyle poses a challenge of consuming balanced and nutritious food. While there are many fad diets in the market, our startup champion left his job in Microsoft and went back to his roots to look for Indian superfood that can be sustainably incorporated in our diet.
And there's a saying in Kerala, a jackfruit tree in your backyard extends your life by 10 years. It's an age-old saying in Kerala because in 3 months the amount of fiber which you get in your body, it's like the annual maintenance service of your body. I came back to India to serve India when I realized, okay, this is a farm produce which goes waste in every household in Kerala. Average farmer's house, this tree grows by itself and each tree can produce 1 ton of fruit every year, but there is no commercial value for it. So I'll spend a year in changing perception about jackfruit from an inferior food to a superior food, a healthy food. Okay, so changing perception, I worked with 5-star hotel chefs to create 5-star dishes with jackfruit, and that suddenly took a lot of media interest that jackfruit is now a 5-star dish.
Jackfruit is a strong candidate for those looking to diversify their diet and for medical nutritional therapy. The sticky sabzi has now been transformed into a ready-to-cook and versatile flour that has many advantages.
So we utilize pectin in the jackfruit itself as the binding agent, and we made a flour out of it. For protein, we use protein from the seed and carbohydrate and fiber from the flesh. So we made a unique combination of a flour. It is 40% lower in carbohydrate, 40% lower in calorie, 40% lower in glycemic load, which is the amount of sugar increase in your body in 2 hours. Okay, and 4 times more fiber. Okay, and finally, you're replacing a grain, rice and wheat, with a vegetable.
This is a very good product. This is very easy to use. I mix it with dosha batter and all, and this is a very healthy product.
The non-glamorous jackfruit is a drought-resistant crop that never fails. It is abundantly available from Western Ghats to Tripura.
an uncultivated wild fruit. It is not a farm produce. It grows in farms as a side shade tree, okay, or in the backyard of every house in Kerala. Is from the tree to the spoon which you're consuming is the entire value engineering which we have done. Okay, and the biggest cost was processing of jackfruit. So we had to come up with a supply chain where there's a distributed collection. So we go into individual households. So our vehicle goes into each village and they do a milk run across the village. They go to every household, and the housewives or the farmer will load that onto the truck, and that comes to a central location. From there it comes to a factory.
It not only takes a sound business model to start entrepreneurship, it also takes courage.
My wife is a doctor, so she was supportive because she understood the benefit for a patient and benefit for India. But rest of the family, it was tough. In fact, the best example would be my aunt. When he was with Microsoft, there was a lot of glamour. Microsoft had a lot of glamour. All the glamour is gone now. He is now stuck onto this jackfruit. Please talk him out of it.
Such food processing methods provide farmers the opportunity to earn additional income and increase their market reach. While Newton had his eureka moment under the apple tree, our startup champion got his idea under the jackfruit tree. James and his jackfruit factory is a story of going vocal for local to achieve the aim of a fit India. Entrepreneurs like him inspire us to opt for the many Indian superfoods fresh from our backyards.
So there, the brilliant journey of God's Own Food, and James, founder, is with us here. Now, James, kathal, jackfruit, and the availability in Kerala is fairly common. You studied engineering, you worked in big firms, went abroad, came back, and then started a startup on jackfruit. How did it inspire you? What is your connection and journey with jackfruit?
So I had come back to India in 2007. And then from 2009 onwards, I started working from my home for Microsoft. So I was working from a village in Kerala, continued to work for a national role at Microsoft, and then continued that for 4 years. In between, I won the highest award at Microsoft called the Circle of Excellence, which means my productivity was the best when I came back to my hometown and I started working from there. Okay. So in a CII conference, I made a presentation about how I use technology to work from home, and Infosys co-founder Chris Gopalakrishnan was in the audience, and he then stopped me and said, okay, James, you must document your experience of coming back to your hometown, because what's happening is that youngsters are stuck in 90 minutes of traffic each way in our metros. Their quality of life will be much better after experience if they move back to their hometown and live in smaller towns. But they don't have the courage to do it. You have done it without compromising your career. Why don't you document this? More youngsters will get the courage. So I took a year off in 2012 to write a book about my journey back to my hometown and continue to work from there. While writing the book, I could see the jackfruit from where I was sitting and writing the book.
From the window?
From the window, through the window. Yeah.
Okay.
This is in my backyard.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm looking at it every day. That is how I got interested in jackfruit. Okay. I felt that, okay, look, nobody has done any justice to this fruit. I grew up with it, and there is no value addition which has happened. It just dropped, it just falls off from every
That's
tree.
brilliant. So you were looking at the familiar fruit, vegetable, jackfruit from your window while you were writing a book, and you got inspired about the startup.
Yes.
That's amazing story, James. Also, you're an engineer. Your training has been in technology. But with jackfruit, the startup, you're also looking at healthcare and healthier diet. So there is also a shift in your focus. Where did that come from? Your wife's a doctor, we learned.
So my wife is a doctor, so she's a great sounding board for me in terms of anything which I learned, something, in fact it all started from one person, a family friend, collapsing after he switched his jackfruit normal rice meal with the Kerala tradition of jackfruit meal, which looks more like a khichdi, or maybe between a khichdi and a bengan bharta. That is a dish which is used as a rice replacement in Kerala, and he took that for dinner once and took his normal dose of insulin, and his sugar level went too low. He actually collapsed. So he came and told me that story, and that is when I had to investigate what really happened, because I was worried that, okay, in my campaign somebody who is taking insulin takes jackfruit and then this happens to them. Okay. So that is what led to my research. Now this is one, my advice to all startups is that there is nobody there to do your own research. It doesn't matter where you come from. So once I have understood an incident about this, I had to do my own research. I had to become an expert in nutrition. I had to become an expert in the science of reversing diabetes. So I had to meet the world experts on that and learn it by myself. Just to give you 90 minutes every day, I read on the latest research on nutrition.
And from there you learned how the product is good for diabetic patients. Also, you're carrying some of that flour for us to see. Can we take a look?
Okay,
James?
so this is what we have made.
Jackfruit
365.
Okay.
Kathal ka atta. Okay, it is green jackfruit flour. It is not a powder, it's a flour. Because it, like atta, it has binding. When you mix it with water, it'll become a batter and it won't separate. And when you add this to your regular atta and you make your fulka, it does not break. You can make a normal fulka. You add this to your dosa batter and make a normal dosa, it won't have any change in taste or texture or color.
And you have some out in a katori. Can I take a look at the texture?
So this is like your normal atta. Okay?
All right.
It's a normal atta.
It's difficult to distinguish from.
You can't.
Yeah.
In fact, people complain that, okay, is it really jackfruit atta or is it regular atta?
Right.
So what we have done is we have brought it down to a normal atta without changing eating habits. And why did we do that? Okay, what is the fundamental issue with diabetes? Okay, I mean, everybody knows that the fundamental issue with diabetes is we are eating too much roti and less vegetable, right? And we solved both with one solution, which is made an atta from vegetable. Okay, you add this to 1 spoon to your roti. When you make roti, you add this one, sabji goes up and atta comes down, right? So with one solution, we solved 2 problems. You're eating less vegetable, you're eating too much atta. Both are solved. What we call, in a positive way, you hit 2 birds with 1 stone.
All right, so more vegetables in the platter. Let's get a perspective from our mentor. Manoj, it's quite fascinating the manner in which God's Own Food presents the familiar jackfruit in a whole new form, in the form of an atta, and makes our diet healthier. How do you see their journey and the kind of impact that they can have?
It's very exciting. I find excitement about jackfruit in the society and among the consumers going up, whether from North India to Kerala to Northeast. In fact, we have a scheme called Prime Minister Formalization of Micro Enterprises, in which 707 districts in the country have declared one district, one product, on which the focus of the scheme is. And there are 6 districts in India which have declared jackfruit as the one district, one product, including Pathanamthitta in Kerala, and districts in Bihar, Jharkhand, Meghalaya, Assam, Goa. So we would provide support and the entire value chain for jackfruit products in those districts. We also have a production link incentive scheme for big industries, but in that there is a section on innovative and organic products, and up to around 10% of incentive on incremental sales will be provided on that, and this jackfruit product really falls into that. And also we are providing support for exports for branding, a 50% grant for branding marketing expenditure abroad. So this is the product which really fits into a health requirement and changing preferences of the society, and we really look forward to supporting such products. There's a lot of work happening in research institutions on jackfruit, not just flour, but flour is the most exciting product which is really selling in the market, and really congratulate this company from Kerala on coming out with a nice packaging, with a good marketing setup. But yeah, I think the key is to scale it up and do the marketing and branding appropriately. And I think the second issue which I find with a lot of innovative products, that their pricing is a bit high. So they are able to reach a certain segment of upper middle class or upper class, but not able to reach the masses. So I think appropriate pricing along with the great packaging which is there in this product is a key, and we really look forward to supporting this and other products like this.
Right, sir. Thank you for your perspective. We'll keep connecting with you in the course of the program. James, very quickly also, when we talk about food processing, we are also talking about the manner in which it benefits the farmers, the ones that you're also engaged with. Give us a brief picture of the manner in which their incomes are also getting boosted with your startup.
Okay. So, I used to work in Delhi in the 93 to 96, and I used to go past Asadpur Sabji Mandi every day. Okay. So, till I got involved, jackfruit from Kerala used to come all the way to Asadpur Sabji Mandi. 72 hours it had to travel. And what you know in North India as kathal, which is the tender jackfruit, which is only average weight is 3 kilogram. What we take is the mature jackfruit 2 months later, which is 15 kilograms. It is 5 times more weight than what is sold as kathal. So, farmer gets 5 times more money when we buy the same product, because it is 5 times more weight.
Right.
Okay. And we go to their household, we go to individual farmers' household and collect it from there. As you saw in the video, we go and collect it from their household and bring it to a factory. So, farmer gets the money in their home itself.
Just an additional income for the farmers who bring the jackfruit to you. Quickly, if we can have some question from the audience members for God's Own Food. Can we have it from you, ma'am?
This is Harshita from Delhi itself. So, sir, while like you had an idea of starting up your own business, so are you getting any support from the government also? Because like we see many people get an idea in food processing industry. So what kind of support do you get from government side, like subsidies and something like that?
Okay, I got a lot of help from the government. The first one was a seed fund from Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation. Okay, that is what I used to get the glycemic study in Sydney University. Okay, so the first seed fund came from Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation. That allowed me to become a Startup India recognized startup. Okay, and then from then onwards, I was invited to Pragati Maidan for the startup pavilion. So I got to meet a lot of clients, and then finally we have moved from a startup to something big because of the National Startup Award. As soon as the award we got, because of the clinical study which we did, which was presented in American Diabetes Association, that 1 spoon of jackfruit flour in your breakfast, lunch and dinner can reduce your blood sugar level in 3 months, and average blood sugar level also drops in 3 months. So once that was published, that is when we got the National Startup Award, and that publicity helped us to grow really well. Okay, and the final icing on the cake was last month when I got 2 minutes with Prime Minister, and that video went viral that we are now adding a separate factory now. That is how. So all
That's
of this
amazing
happened.
journey, James, and I think that also brings you onto the stage where we have all the special startups from the country. Thanks very much for those inputs. Let's now move on to our second startup, Nava Design and Innovation. Now, when we think of Kerala, we think of coconuts. We're more familiar with coconut water. We're familiar with coconut chutney as well, but coconut sap or Nira is also gaining huge popularity. Now, traditionally it's difficult to extract coconut sap from the trees. One has to climb the tall trees. There is a risk of falling down, and the process may not be as efficient. Now, what Nava Design has done is that they've created the world's first coconut sap extracting robot. This robot works on solar energy, uses artificial intelligence, so there's no fuel, no pollution that it causes. And added to that, it also makes additional income for farmers and those engaged in sap extraction. Let's take a look at their special journey.
Kerala, the land of coconut, gets its name from Kera, the tall swaying coconut trees that add green hues to the delightful sceneries of God's own country. While most of us are familiar with coconut water or even coconut oil, the highly nutritious coconut nectar or Nira water is a less known produce from the tree. Our startup champion, Charles Vijay Verghese, has taken up the mission to ensure that this valuable product reaches out to the world.
My father had a small coconut farm when I was a child, and around a dozen of trees were given for tapping. So I know about the tapping from that age itself, and I know the goodness of the sap. sap means the nectar which come out from the coconut flower. And later, after my graduation, engineering graduation, I went to Middle East and I was working. But I'm still fond of this particular Nira thing. So whenever some news come related to this, I will consciously read that all news and get to understand about it. And by July 2017, I came back to India and I started working on this. So the very first thing I did, I searched about the hardware incubators available in India.
But its extraction is a risky business, as even for a few mLs of Nira water, the tapper has to climb these tall trees multiple times. Thus, this sweet sap has become rarer in recent years.
As an engineer, I thought I need to find some solution since it has a huge potential. So I thought of getting some idea for solving this. So in the root cause, I understood that there is a shortage of skilled manual tapper. And this skilled manual tapper is not the problem of India or my state, it's all over the world. So initially I hired a tapper and I made a platform because this all tapping process is happening at the tree crown. So I started learning the process along going with the day to day. Thrice I will climb up and learn every procedure of the tapping.
Though India is the third largest producer of coconut after Indonesia and Philippines, it lags behind in the production of both coconut Nira and coconut sugar. Nava Design Innovation aims to bring technological solution to remove these challenges.
To bring that India to the race and establish a steady revenue for all the coconut farmers and give a message to every farmer that coconut can make a good profit. And now coconut farming is not considered as a farming for daily earning. So that also will be covered, and a rural economy can be built by this entire process.
When one's vision is inspired from seeking welfare of others, it encourages others too to join the startup bandwagon. No wonder, to help Charles for a smooth rollout of the product, his childhood friend John also left his job and joined him in this initiative.
He got the patents ready and he quit his job in 2017 and started his startup in Kerala, in Kochi. So I also left my job in 2020 and then I joined with him. Now I take care of the business development part of Nava Designs and Innovation. So our intention is to immediately commercialize the product, bring the product to the market and make India an export hub for the coconut sap tapping robot, and thereby generate new green collar jobs in the industry.
With this device, the same quantity of coconut nectar can be collected in just 2 climbs, what erstwhile required the tappers to climb 270 times. Nava Design has been now getting orders for their device from not just within India but also from abroad. Mahatma Gandhi said that production of coconut sugar is a way to solve the world's poverty. India is blessed with resources with huge commercial potential. Our coconut Nira tapping device is one such innovation that captures hidden opportunities.
So there's the brilliant journey of Nava Design and Innovation. Let's connect with the founder, Charles Verghese. There he is. Charles, we saw the wonderful story about your startup. Now, you mentioned that your father had a coconut farm, but you again took that, a traditional route of studying, becoming an engineer, going about your career. How did the association with coconut and then coconut sap happen?
Yeah, a dozen of trees were given for chodi tapping at my childhood. So the tapper was so friendly with me. So I got to taste the unfermented sap, which is called Nira. So from that day itself, I am so fond of Nira. And later, after my graduation, I went to abroad in the Middle East for a job. I used to see all the news which comes related to the coconut. And especially on 2013, there was a good initiation in collaboration with the state, central, and coconut development board to promote the NIRA. And it was not that effective, and every NIRA producers were struggled in a couple of years. So that news also was start spreading. But NIRA had given a good hope to every coconut farmers, but it was not went in reality. So when I see the root cause, I found that the shortage of skilled tappers is the main problem that affects it. And later, I thought of mechanizing the process, and I evolved my design to a robotic device.
Right. Charles, as we understand, you're replacing a traditional method of extracting coconut sap with this special robot machinery. How do the people who were engaged in this traditional form of extracting the sap, how do they respond to your technology? In what manner is their life changing associating with your startup?
Yeah, so in an example, I can say a single tapper, he used to tap minimum of 10 trees a day. Means he have to climb 30 times a day up and down for a 40-50 feet high tree, and he had to reach till the tree crown to do the tapping process. Now it has been reduced to just 2 times of installation and dismantling of the device, thereby reducing the complete manual exertion on doing the process. And the tapper can do this device installation just 8 times in a day, and he can cover close to 4 acres of coconut plantation, one tapper. So it means the productivity of the single tapper is multiplied by 72-fold, and the farmer also getting a double income from the sap collection.
So the entire ecosystem of stakeholders is benefiting then from the startup. Charles, you know, in our program, we also talk about the significance of the support from the family. We could speak to some of the members at home. We'll take a look at what they had to say about your startup and you.
Sure.
All of a sudden, after 10 years of his service, he had this idea, and he started to say that I want to do this, that. This has happened since many times, which I couldn't do, that if my son can do, it's a very wonderful thing. I do appreciate it. So I just give a very chance and a very freedom to do anything what he want to with this coconut trees and all. And there is people also good young engineers here to support him. His family also, his wife is also an engineer, and she can also help a lot. Her mother is also traveled with me to Middle East in many different countries. So she also know what the today's trend, change yourself, change for the world, change for the next generation. Once you are doing something, either see, you want to help someone, you should have a stress over that. Either by physically you have to do something, financially you have to do something, mentally you have to do something. Then only that support comes actually a true support. So like that, there will be something for us also to be take trouble, take stress also. Never mind, we are happy because it is for good.
हमको पूरा विश्वास था he can do it.
When we are in Muscat, life was going very smoothly. He told me about the startup. I was scared and I am a little nervous, and I believe in him. I always supported him, and I pray to God that he can do something, that he can prove himself.
We were listening to the family members of Charles. Charles, how special was the support? Everyone seems to have warmed up to the idea of a startup. There were some concerns initially. How's it now?
Yeah, it's now going well. We have earned patents also. That's a great grip on our invention. We got Indian patent granted and international patent granted, and we have patented in another 28 countries, which covers almost 80 to 90% of the coconut global market. So we are pretty confident, and our stakeholders also are pretty confident on this innovation.
Right. Charles, stay with us while we connect to our mentor. Manoj Joshi ji continues to be with us. We'll connect with him and get a perspective on the significance of your startup. There he is. Sir, when we look at the journey of Nava Design, we see utilizing an existing resource that is familiar and building an innovation around it. From that perspective, how do you see the startup, Nava Design and Innovation?
I must congratulate Charles on this great product. I've spent more than 15 years in Kerala and seen coconut toddy issues going around in Kerala, and over a period of time, coconut toddy tappers have disappeared, and very difficult to get good toddy in Kerala. And I think with his great product, there is a large potential exists, but I think the demand for coconut toddy or toddy from any palm tree, it has been around, but it has not grown because we have not really linked it with the tourism. And with Kerala, large tourist numbers coming in Kerala and staying in resorts, and I think the linking of this product with the coconut farms and the places where people are staying and providing them coconut toddy at in a way they are sure of the quality. I think that would go in a long way. So we need to really, in this case, bring this product, farmers, hotels or resorts and government together in a tie-up where we can bring the fruit of this, so the toddy to the right market. And I think that linkage would be critical in this case. And not just in Kerala, I think the palm trees are all over the country, whether from Odisha or Tamil Nadu. I think the key, even the coconut sugar is a very interesting product. Yes. But even more than that, I think the fresh coconut toddy is a great market and really waiting for it to be exploited. And Charles's product goes right into that slot. And I think tourism sector in Kerala, if they utilize this product and this machinery and to bring the entire supply chain, would go in long way, not just promoting tourism and benefit to farmers. And I think that I look forward when the Kerala government provides enough support to Charles to complete this entire supply chain.
Absolutely, they're important food for thought for the startup Nava Design. If you can have Charles on the screen. Charles, some important inputs given by Manoj Joshi ji. Now, I wanted to ask you, I believe you yet to commercialize the product. What is your plan for it? And as Manoj ji mentioned about the ways in which you can diversify it, not just for coconuts, but other palm trees also. What is your plan for that?
Yeah, our first focus is on the coconut tree. Actually, I have taken the patent for all the palm trees, but now with the limited resources, I can just focus only on one particular tree at the first time. And later, one successful launch of the commercial product on coconut. Later, we will be moving to palmyra tree and fishtail palm and date palm, and every palm we would like to cover with our invention.
Great. So the plan is at place. Let's also get some questions from the audience members, if you can come to you.
How Digital India and Startup India help you out in all this, the process you bring it up here? Can you please guide us how you did that and how can we further proceed to that?
Our device design and the hardware part was a bit complicated in the beginning, and we have got a lot of support from central as well as the state agencies. I've been registered to recognized by Startup India. Thereby, I got trademark with a nominal fee, and I've been awarded by several grants on doing the product development. And still, we are getting support from various agencies like BIRAC, and we got agencies like BPCL to support our product development. So now we have an ecosystem, a startup ecosystem which is very strong, and every new startup aspirant can nurture in this perfect ecosystem.
Great. So it's great to learn about your journey, Charles. Do continue to stay with us.
Sure.
All right, that takes us to the third and final startup today. We're talking about Intello Labs. Think of this. We've grown up watching our parents, our mothers' parents, buying vegetables and fruits from the neighborhood sabzi wala, checking every aloo, tomato, fruit closely to see if they're fresh or not. Now, what Intello Labs has done is that it's automated the process and made it even more efficient to ensure that the fresh fruits and vegetables that we get in our kitchens, in our houses, are absolutely safe. Now, it also has an implication, a transformative implication in the area of curbing food wastage. Let's take a look at the special journey of Intello Labs.
More than 60 million tons of food is either wasted or lost every year in the country. With the current rate at which the food is wasted every year, 1 billion extra people could be fed if food losses could be halved. With the motto of saving and ensuring quality food products across the fresh food industry, Gurugram-based agri-tech startup Intello Labs has come up with an AI-based software and sorter designed by a team of IIT alumni to test and analyze the quality of food products and agricultural commodities.
When we started off with Intello Labs, we wanted to work on our strengths and play on our strengths. Our strengths were data science and image processing, and we wanted to ensure that let's play on our strengths. So we started looking out for different avenues. Agriculture was one of the earliest one which we started working on. So when we saw that the food wastage in world is at a very high level and the kind of digitization and objectification of quality assessment is nowhere, we understood ourselves that it's a great gap which we can fill, and this has massive impact on the social responsibility as well.
The AI-based mobile application and sorter are helping thousands of beneficiaries with the help of smartphone-based solution that checks the quality across supply chain by grading based on color, size and visual defects, whereas the AI-based multi-commodity sorter removes defective, oversized, undersized and unripe or overripe products that help the fresh food industry.
All our products, the core engine is AI based. The core AI engine works on image processing and deep learning. Once you click an image, be it through our fixed cameras, mobile cameras or our sorting machines, the image goes either on the cloud or on the edge devices or on the mobile itself, and it gives you instant results on the basis of shape, color, size and defects. Once send the image from the mobile app, this can go to the cloud, and there we have deep learning algorithms for different varieties of different commodities which assess them in under half a minute to 1 minute depending upon the size of your lot, and accordingly it gives you objectified results and digitized results for various commodities.
Intello Labs is not only strengthening the Indian culture sector with its technology-based approach, but is also helping countries like US, Europe, Southeast Asia, Australia and New Zealand in the business of quality and safety in the space of agricultural technology.
Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Atmanirbhar Bharat.
It's a brilliant idea converted into an enterprise by Intello Labs, and Dr. Shreyans from the Research and Development section is with us. Shreyans, help us understand in brief, how has the fresh food supply chain been transformed by your startup?
So currently whatever is in the supply chain, we are not able to guess the quality at each step. So once we take in the material from the vendors, whatever is happening internally, and finally when it's delivered to the customers, so there's a huge amount of food loss which happens in the whole supply chain. So what Intello brings is the complete transparency right from the point where food commodities is taken from the vendors to the point it's finally delivered to the customers.
How is that food loss happening? Because it's manually checked the quality of the fruits and vegetables, and therefore the food wastage happens. Where is that loss and the wastage is earlier was it happening, Shreyans?
So it's based on the multiple things. So one is the shelf life estimation. So once you are taking in the input from the vendors, you don't know the exact shelf life of those items. So if it is kept longer in the warehouse, it basically goes bad, which can't be delivered to the customers. And then there are things which are delivered to the customers which are in the which are not of good quality, so that leads to the wastage at the customer end as well. So in order to ensure that the whole process is more efficient, the produce which is taken from the farmers or the vendors is quickly delivered to the customers. So we improve the overall quality estimation in that, and with increasing efficiency, we lower down the food wastage.
And Shreyans, you want to learn from you, who are your customers? Who are your direct customers? Who use your products? You mentioned about a mobile app. So
Right.
can the rest of us also use that mobile app to gauge the quality of the food product?
Correct. So our mobile app is generally used by different businesses who are into the horticulture delivery to the end customers, as well as the food processing industries who use this check for the input quality of the produce and to assess which produce is best for which kind of processing. And yeah, the app can be used by general customers to gauge the quality, and it brings digitization or digitization in the quality assessment. So one major gap in the current quality assessment is the manual assessment. So one person may tell a potato to be bad, the other person may tell it to be good. So there is no subjective criteria of quality assessment. This brings a objective criteria of quality assessment for customers as well as for the businesses.
So the rest of us who can't gauge the quality of the vegetable or a fruit simply by looking at it can make use of that app. If we can get a perspective from Nishant, one of the founders of Intello Labs, just to understand the kind of challenges that you faced in the making of this startup.
The first challenge which we faced was on the data collection side and ensuring and giving apps to multiple stakeholders in the agricultural space. So data collection is a key criteria for any deep learning based company. For example, for tomatoes, even in India, tomatoes are of different varieties and have different defects, shape, colors and all. So it was really hard to get the data from multiple states in India, from outside India as well, and there we got a lot of help from the Indian government as well as the mandis which are available in India, and the respective clients who have helped us in this massive challenge of gathering the right data with right number of inputs to ensure that we can give an objectified result on the basis of shape, color, defects and size.
Is very crucial in the manner in which Intello Lab works. Let's also get a perspective from our mentor. Manoj Joshi ji continues to be with us. Sir, the manner in which Intello Labs checks the quality of the fresh food at different points in the supply chain, how transformative could that be in both checking the wastage and making sure quality products reach the end customers?
It's a great app. Presently, I think the only way we can check quality or grading sorting is automatic plants where in large food processing plants, products are sorted out and graded, and based on the machine reading the quality and sorting them out. Now, those are very expensive plants and they occupy a lot of space and not mobile. And with fruits and vegetables, a large quantum of that being consumed as a fresh, as a tabletop variety. I think the quality sorting is a very, very important aspect, whether for retailers or entire wholesale business. So reaching it out to people, I think, would be critical, and the large number of mandis where these products are being sold and no one really looks at the quality. Similarly, as was explained, that in all the retail shops, the quality assessment really is not happening. So so when the produce comes in the morning and after a few hours the quality of produce goes down, and the retailer itself doesn't know about the quality of the produce. So I think this product would go in a long way in deciding when to put the product into a different usage, or the quality is changing, so you start putting in a refrigerated side rather than putting it in an open area. And for wholesale markets, I think it's a great tool, very useful for wholesalers and retailers, and obviously for consumers for assessment of the quality. I really look forward to such innovations in the entire supply chain of fresh fruits and vegetables, because that is one market where the wastage at each level, from starting from the harvesting point to the point consumer is buying in a retail store, there is a very large wastage. And if you can do a proper assessment and take timely action to reduce wastage, and also proper grading sorting is very, very important to get the right price. If the different quality products are mixed together, the price is far lower. And with a standardization and grading sorting, the price of the product really goes up.
Right. So also Intello Labs and the other two startups also, they're not just doing well in India, but they're also making a mark abroad through their innovation and their products. How do you see them as ambassador of Make in India, Make for the World as they are today?
That's the best part of it, that we are making products and apps and devices which anyone in the world can use. But I think innovation is the first part of it. We need to multiply this in terms of large scale, and that's where the government support or a support of investors or support of financial institutions is very, very important. And the effort which government has made to make these innovations the right place, India is the right place where they can grow multifold. So I think from government side, the critical thing, and from the entire ecosystem side, from the investors to make them grow multifold is the critical for India. It's not just the innovation, but if an innovative product, if you can make it a multi-million-dollar company, a multi-million-dollar product, that is where we look forward to providing support and growing Make in India in the world.
Absolutely, and we're keenly watching as they make that journey. Thank you for that input, sir. Let me also turn to our audience members and pick some questions. We'll take a question from here first.
So your app is trying to solve the problem at the consumer level, that is at the later stage. But we see if we tend to reduce the quantity of fertilizers and pesticides which are used in the initial stages by the farmers itself, they would tend to be safer. So would your app be helpful in that case anyway?
Right. So right now we are focusing on the post-produce. So after the produce is taken from the farm till the time it's supplied to the end customer. So we are at each of those stages. It's in our plan to later on extend ourselves to the farm level, where the overall quality assessment and the crop health assessment can be done at the farm level as well.
Right. And also, Shreyans, what is the manner in which, because we know technology evolves, new generations, in what manner, what is the larger plan in which this technology could evolve? Again, in the context of this question, what it could make possible in the years ahead?
So with this technology, when the overall efficiency of the supply chain improves, so right from the point where the produce is taken from the farm, so customer will get an idea of the quality. They can choose the quality of the items which they want to buy. And instead of going through multiple stages, it can reduce the number of stages till the time the customer gets the final quality.
Okay.
As well as when you are going to the store or places to buy the vegetables and fruits, you can directly scan the items and then judge the quality without touching the items. So with the touching of the items, that leads to the further lower down of the shelf life that can be improved as well.
All right, important points there. And as we move towards the conclusion of this program, let's quickly get extract some knowledge from our startups about their journey in as brief as possible. James, I'll begin with you. One mantra about the learning that you've had in the journey of this startup that you can share with our audiences and all those people who are watching this program.
I would say never give up. Never give up. Just look at my case in 2014, a meeting with Dr. Kalam exploded an idea in my head. Okay, it took me 6 years of painful work to convert that to something which is useful. Now I see it being used all over India just because of 2 minutes with Prime Minister.
Right.
Okay, and that has helped. That exploded in the market. Okay, so I had to wait till that moment. Okay, so what struck in my head with the meeting with Dr. Kalam in 2014 took 6 years to materialize to be a market impact. So never give up and do your own research. Do not outsource research.
Great. Shreyans, your words of wisdom, if you can share with our viewers.
Sure. So, success of the startup depends on getting the right product at the right time to the right customers. You may not get all the three things right at the same time. So, just what James said, that you need to keep on working, keep on excellencing in whatever you are doing till the time all the three things get right, and then the success is in your way.
And Charles, if I can turn to you from your journey, if some words of wisdom you can share with us.
We can find a lot of problems around us, and focused on some interesting problems and try to find a solution, and make sure that if the solution is unique and the solution has a market potential, then anyone can come into a startup.
Right. There, a round of applause for all our startups for sharing those special experiences. And finally, if I can have our mentor, Manoj Joshi ji, on the screen, on the mentor wall. Manoj ji, as we conclude this program, startups, entrepreneurs watching this program, especially in the food processing sector, one message that you would give out to them about what to expect in the years ahead. Very briefly, sir.
I think my message to innovators and startups is, I think the period after you have innovated the product and stabilized the product is very, very critical in growing manifold, because reaching consumer and making your product grow manifold is as important stage as the product innovation.
Right, their valuable advice from Additional Secretary Manoj Joshi ji. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us in the program today. Your interventions are valuable for the startups who are present on the stage and also who are watching this program. Thanks very much for joining in. Also, let me thank our startups who connected with us today. Charles, thank you for telling us your story and inspiring many more people who are watching the startups today and want to become like one of you. Thanks very much to both of you for connecting with us in the program. Thank you, James, for telling us your story and connecting with us. Thank you, Dr. Shreyans, about the manner in which you told us your story. And with that, we've come to the close of this edition of Startup Champions. A big